welcome back to my channel. This is OLU-LAWAL, and thank you for always coming here. And if you're new here, welcome. Make sure you remember to like, subscribe, share, and comment. And so, what are we talking about today? Today we're talking about wholeness. For people that listen to me, you would know that I'm very big on mental health and wholeness and just living a very authentic and full life. I feel like a lot of people are just living life as it comes. A lot of people are just existing. A lot of people are just enduring life. A lot of people are just living based on, they have bills to pay, or have these responsibilities, or have these things to do. And of course, that's also part of the authentic human experience, because when I say wholeness, I'm not talking about just fun and games. I'm talking about the 360-degree view of just the human experience. But the crux of this video is that out of your belly would flow rivers of living water. Out of the abundance of your heart, your mouth will speak. So everything comes from inside out. As much as you have all these responsibilities, as much as you have all these dreams and aspirations, as much as God has called you to all these many things, if your soul is not well taken care of, if your soul is not refreshed, if your soul is not empowered, if your soul is not equipped with the right tools, then you just be enduring life, and that's not what God's will is for us. It says, I wish that you prosper and be in good health even as your soul prospered. So your soul is supposed to prosper. That's the first type of wealth. Your soul is supposed to prosper. So I'm just going to give you 5 things that I know that would help your soul flourish, that will help you live a less stressful life, a less long-suffering filled life, for lack of a better phrase. That's the word that came to me. One is definitely listen to your soul and listen to your spirit. There are 2 different aspects of man, soul and spirit. Spirit, of course, we're thinking about the spiritual, but I know that the soul also interacts with the spirit also interacts with the soul in such a way that when you notice that when you have a vibrant prayer, study life, when you are spending time with God, when you are doing things in the house of God, you notice that you feel happier, you feel more fulfilled. Even as simple as even like things like charity, you help somebody out, you see that you feel good, right? There's also like the scientific part of it. Like when we do things that we enjoy, our body expresses endorphins, and that is almost like a rewarding hormone. It's a feel-good hormone, and that's what we get when we exercise and things like that. But my major first point really is that listen to your soul. Does your soul, does it feel tired? Does it feel like everything is fine? So I'm not just talking about what is going on around you, because I feel like a lot of times it's easier when like things around you are what is reflecting what is going on the inside. Most times you don't even have to like do such a deep inner work to find out what's going on in your soul, because it's like reflective. But a lot of times good things might be happening around you. People could be around you, your friends could be around you. You might be getting all of those, your answers to prayers, and maybe your soul just feels deprived, just feels like there's more. I thought like when I have all of these things I'll be happier, or I would be more fulfilled. So the first thing to live this wholesome life is listen to your soul. Do like a soul check every now and then. How am I really feeling? How am I really doing today? That's the first thing. 2 is like, what are the things you enjoy? Do you enjoy exercising? Do you enjoy watching a particular type of movie? Do you enjoy hanging out with your friends? Do you enjoy sleeping? Do you enjoy reading a novel? Do you enjoy doing anything that I've not even mentioned? You have to define it for yourself. If you know me, I'm very like big on You define what your fun is, because somebody's fun might be partying and doing all these other things, but your own fun could just be drawing, and that is like you feel on top of the world whenever you are drawing. So you define what that fun is and ensure that you take time at least once a week, to do what you truly enjoy. I feel like the next level of that is incorporating at least some minutes every day to do something you enjoy. I don't think it's also far-fetched. I really don't think it's far-fetched. As much as we have busy lives and we have responsibilities, I feel like if, for instance, drawing is something that you enjoy, you can take 5 minutes every day, ensure that you do that drawing. And trust me, that 5 minutes is going to save you burnout. It's going to save you burnout because it's something you enjoy. So that's 2. 3 would be ensure that you are not alone. We were made to commune with people. We were made to interact with people. As much as, yes, maybe you work remotely, or maybe you work in a role that maybe you are the CEO, or you are like a top person, or whatever the case and the scenario might be. Maybe you are single, you are living alone, whatever the case might be that makes you isolated of some sort. Ensure that you go out of that. Ensure that you interact with other people, either on the phone, by texting, by calling somebody, by actually hanging out with people, by going for conferences, going for meetings, being in church, joining the department in church, volunteering, whatever the case might be. Ensure that you're doing something that involves interacting with people. 4 is that, as much as, you hear this phrase that, human beings are selfish, but why is it that each time we do something for somebody else, we feel fulfilled, especially for the less privileged, or people that don't have as much as you do, or somebody, or in whatsoever case, might be money, it could be knowledge-wise, it could be opportunities, whatever the case might be. Whenever we help somebody, or whenever, figuratively, we open the door for somebody else to come in, there's a fulfillment, that we feel. That just tells you that your life should not just be all about yourself. You should be able to live for other people as well, not to your own detriment, of course, that's the balance, but you should be able to volunteer to help someone out. Check on people, make sure you are able to check in on people. You see people, maybe your colleague or something, how are you doing today? And maybe the person might just open up to you about something they're struggling with. And trust me, you advising the person, or you just even listening to them, you yourself will leave that conversation feeling fulfilled, because you're like, I just helped somebody. So live for a bigger purpose. Make sure you always find a way to give back to people, whether they are less privileged or even people on your same level. Ensure that you are living for a purpose that is higher than yourself. The 5 and final point that I have is that you have to just live a life that pleases God. It's only God that can really give you the peace that surpasses understanding. It's only God that can give you a constant type of joy, that irrespective of whatever is going on, you have joy. Happiness is a function of what is happening around you, but joy is inbuilt. Joy is a fruit of the Spirit. And if you don't have a personal relationship with God, it is important that you give your life to Him. It's just as simple as saying, Father, I know that I'm a sinner. I ask that you come into me. I know you sent Jesus to die for me. Help me to live my life to please you moving forward. And once you make that confession, you believe in your heart that Jesus died for you and he came back to life to give you abundance of life. And you ensure that you join Bible-believing churches, one Bible-believing church, and you have the right community of believers, and you are intentional about your work with God. If you're already a Christian, it's important that you know that your spouse is not supposed to be a source of joy. It's not supposed to be your primary source of joy. Every other joy you find in things or people should be an add-on. God is the only one that can satisfy you. God is the only one that can fill that void in you. So, in addition to everything I've said, just ensure that you have a genuine walk with God. And trust me, joy is gonna be a commonplace for you. I hope this has blessed you, and I hope this has encouraged you to prioritize your soul as much as you prioritize your spirit. Ensure that you are feeding your soul with the right things. I'll see you in my next video, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share and comment. Love you guys. Take care. Bye.